What's for lunch? TBBLC.
Stay in your seat.
What's for lunch today? Sausage. Brown bag, brown bag.
The Brown Bag Lunch Crew. Stuff we hate. This week we're gonna do just our love of the week. What do you love?
Yeah, I think with everybody stuck inside, there's been some crappy weather. It brings a lot of comfort food, and everybody who knows anything knows this. There's the famous Mike Luster brownie, and when those things come fresh out of the oven, they're still steaming a little bit. The chocolate, what are they called there? Whatever you want to call them, the little chocolate. You know what I'm talking about. The little chocolate Hershey Kiss things in there.
Okay.
Little chocolate pieces, whatever. Anyways, they come out of the oven. They're steaming hot, smoking hot. You plop on a little fresh scoop of chocolate ice cream is what I prefer. Just because I'm all chocolate all the time, as you guys know. And that initial plop on the brownie, and you just see the steam fly up. You see it start to melt over the sides. And then you just get that first bite after a long, stressful day. There's nothing like that first bite of that warm, the warm brownie, the cold ice cream. That's my love.
I was gonna bait you in there for my love of Cool Whip in the snap I sent the other night, but I didn't quite get you.
Well, I mean, now you're forcing me to say it. So I don't know. I don't know if anybody has ever considered doing this, but for all the listeners out there, I received a Snapchat from CURT'S, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago, of him just eating Cool Whip out of a bowl, just plain. And
Spoon and bowl.
I had to like rub my eyes. I was like, am I seeing this correctly? Like, is there something I'm missing? Is that all that is? And turned out it was. So, you guys can come at me for my eating habits and my diet and all that, but that's just out of this world to me, folks.
Just a little late night snack, when you get into the wee hours of the morning and you say, hey, I just want something light. Grab a little Cool Whip.
Something light. I love it.
So I was playing some Fortnite with Josh Wilson, and I had to run to the bathroom real quick, try to do it while the bus is in the air, get the drop off, make it in time. I happened to, and it was because of the one thing that I'll say is the love of the week. It's the ghost wipe. After you come out of the bathroom, and it's just there's no cleanup. No cleanup necessary. Wash the hands, wipe it off on the towel, right back on the sticks. Go get a dub. That's it. Other than that, I had a close runner-up. I got a free sleeve of balls, and I went to play 18. It probably was factored into the price paying online, like you get a little free tea gift. So it's probably not free, but it felt good. It felt good getting handed it over the counter and being like, here you go. It feels free in that sense.
It felt free. I definitely get that feeling. There's nothing like that rush. And when it comes to the ghost wipe, it's similar to the whole underwear and sock, situation where if you wipe and there's nothing, you're like, you just give it one of those fist pumps. You're like, let's go. Pull up the pants, wash the hands, and let's roll. You don't have to worry about being dirty, smelling, any of that nonsense. So I would totally agree. I'm on board with that 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it cuts your bathroom time in half.
In no particular order, my top 3 gifts right now, number one, or one of the first ones that comes to my mind, is given these dark and uncertain times, I often lean into the gif of Kermit the Frog launching himself off of the building, and then it just shows his lifeless body hitting the ground.
Full sprawl.
Oh, it's absolutely electric, and it really sends an incredibly powerful message, regardless of what situation you're putting the GIF or GIF in. That's a great one. I'm just realizing now that my GIF lineup is going to be pretty dark. The next one would have to be the one of, I think it's a dog sitting just at his dining room table with a cup of coffee, as the room around him just burns and melts to the ground. And he just keeps saying, this is fine. Everything is fine.
Yeah, with the books burning and everything. Yeah.
Literally. Oh, it's absolutely amazing. And then I think number 3 would have to probably be, I'm going to go off topic. This is one that I just absolutely love, and it brings me back to this time of year. Excuse me. It's the one of Jake DeBrusque. And he's grabbing the jersey, the B, after he scored that goal in Game 7 to take the lead.
That's
I
a
know
little
Billy.
sports-related one. Yeah, yeah.
Exactly. I know Billy and a lot of the hockey guys know exactly what I'm talking about. But whenever there's a debate, an NHL debate, hockey debate, I always just think about that GIF because it's an absolutely beautiful put together GIF that just perfectly represents the Bruins and one of my favorite players. So there's my top three. Curtis, give me
You
yours.
know this one too well for ones that I send. It's the I'm not buying this. And it's the lady from like Real Housewives of Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
I don't know where it's from.
Oh
But
my God.
whenever you catch somebody in a mousetrap maybe, or you know they're just lying through their teeth, that is just a snippy one to send back and hit them with a I'm not buying this.
Oh, it's gold. Absolute
Yes,
gold.
absolutely. Second one, this one's good if you're trying not to laugh. That's what I type into my little GIF keyboard. It's the Japanese man who is absolutely sweating. It's a little cartoon Japanese
Yeah,
man.
yeah. I know
And
that
he's
one.
trying so hard not to smile, laugh, or anything. And the best part about it is some people won't get it. They won't realize that you're just trying not to laugh in this GIF, and it's what it displays. They think it's just a random Japanese man sweating.
Oh, that makes it even better, though.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
And then tied for third is gonna be, these are my Fortnite calls out to Josh Wilson, maybe to the squad at Shoe, and it's gonna be just a penguin carrying a suitcase as if he's going to work with a little top hat on. That's one of my all-time favorites. Or there's just a horse in a full-blown sprint as if you're just trying to get to the PlayStation 4 as fast as you can.
I think you've used that one. I want to say it was maybe during the AFC Championship last year. I feel like
Oh,
whenever there's a change in the tide of the game, and the home team, in our case Boston and New England, the tides start to turn in their favor.
yeah.
I'll just look at my phone and I'll just see that horse gif that Kurt sends to me, and the horse is just absolutely hauling ass, like
Yeah.
100 miles an hour. The wind is just whipping its like little mane back and
It's a
forth, and
strong
it's
thoroughbred.
oh, it's like Seabiscuit. It's
back,
absolutely
folks,
with our interview of the week, the one and only, the one sibling I do have, Elizabeth Luster. Thank you so much for coming on. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
We're hanging in there. You in school still? What's going on with you? What's new?
I am still in school doing Zoom University. It ends tomorrow, thank God. I
Competition
hate
level, how does that change? Maybe if you were best player back in high school or one of the best and then riding right into college.
For me, our team's not amazing, but playing other teams like Endicott, Roger Williams, teams like that, they're all, like all those girls would probably be 10 times better than any girl on Gloucester. So going from that, I mean, it was pretty hard to just get used to playing with even a different team. Like I'm so used to playing with like Gloucester girls that I played with since I was in 6th grade to playing with girls that I barely even know that can probably do 10 times the more like throwing behind the back. I never knew how to do that. Like we just had to go sit in the wall ball court with my coach and like constantly just keep whipping in the ball from behind the back so I could finally get it. But I'll just mute myself, go on TikTok. I mean, it's addicting. Like one of mine did go viral, 26.k views. Go check it out.
What was it
Holy
about?
smokes.
Well, it was me at school. It was in like September. It was me like doing something stupid. Yeah.
We're not
It
gonna
was like a
discuss-
lip
it was-
syncing one.
Oh, okay. What was the song?
It's for the kids. We'll keep it for the kids, I guess.
It was one from Hairspray. The
Classic
song.
movie. Classic
Yeah, I
movie.
love it.
That gives me absolutely no insight into this. This sounds like it was a little risque, and she's trying to keep it off the pod. Boy of the week. We know you got a boyfriend now, but back in the day.
No, I
no
do not have a boyfriend.
Oh,
No.
so who's the boy of the week?
Boy of the week.
I don't have one right now. I will let you know as soon as it happens. Single, ready to mingle.
Wow, what a way to go out.
All right, our realist of the week. This is obviously a knockoff of the frauds of the week going on at Beneath the Bar, but maybe this is just somebody you love somebody, sports icon, whatever, just who keeps it real all the time.
I think for me right now, top of mind, I got to go with my boy Jarrett Stidham, JS4, the new QB1 of the Patriots. After watching the draft, after hearing for weeks, Cam Newton, Jameis, Andy Dalton, all that absolute balagna. And then watching the draft and watching them just not even make half of an effort to draft a reasonable QB. They didn't even draft our boy Jake Fromm, our boy Jalen Hurts. None of those guys. They said what is it? JS? Yeah, 4, yeah. Yeah, that would be JS4. I do have to work. It's been a long week, folks, so I had to really think that one through. I'm used to seeing, TB12, Rest in Sweet Paradise down in Tampa, but long story short, my realist of the week is Jarrett Stidham. I think he's going to be the starting quarterback of our New England Patriots, and I cannot absolutely wait to see what he brings to the table come late summer, early fall.
I'm going to go. We call this guy PDW in our household here at TBBLC. It's Pete Damn Weber, and he is the king of the crotch chop. There is nobody I would have wished I saw in his prime more than Pete Weber on ESPN, giving his classic line of what is it? Who do you think you are? I am. And he points back to himself as he strikes out to win the U.S. Open.
Answers his own question to the crowd.
Yes.
The most fiery individual I've ever witnessed.
And just an absolute fantastic 30 for 30, if you haven't seen it on Pete Weber. Describes how he picked out just a random person in the crowd he thought was making noise and made that guy his enemy the entire U.S. Open until he won the title. And that is just unbelievable. There is nothing not real about Pete Damn Weber.
100%, dude.
And up there for all-time greatest bowler ever to roll the rock on the lanes.
Ever to roll the rock.
Who's up there
That's
with
all
him?
time.
Classic Norm Duke, Billy's guy.
Yeah,
He's still bowling. I believe
crafty.
He won a tournament last year. I was watching it on ESPN, and it was...
Was he in a wheelchair?
No.
Crafty mofo.
It was emotional. You were cheering so hard for him to win because he's so goddamn old, and he's still got it. He can still roll the rock.
That's unbelievable. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to be fast. You just got to be crafty. You just got to. Hey, you know what we say down CAL? You gotta have some good pins. You gotta pin pretty well, and you gotta hope that the pins are falling for you that night.
You do. You got to hit the pockets, and you got to pick up those extra pins when the other guy doesn't. It's just capitalization at its finest.
What's for lunch? TBBLC.
Stay in your seat.
What's for lunch today? Sausage. Brown bag.
The Brown Bag Lunch Crew.